Have you ever looked around and realized no one's coming? Not your friends, not your family, not your mentor. You're sitting in the middle of a storm, and all you've got is you. Sounds scary, right? What if I told you this is exactly where the strongest version of you is born? Not in the spotlight, not with support, but in the silence when you're left behind. Let's be real, being left behind hurts. It feels like rejection. Mentor, a partner, a lucky break. Like life is a movie, and someone's about to enter the scene right when everything's falling apart. But life isn't a movie. No background music. No perfect timing. Just you, standing in front of a mountain, wondering how the hell you're supposed to climb it alone, even when you're scared. Even when no one claps, you show up for you. No one's driving in with a cape and a speech. You find yourself talking to walls, making toast for one, suddenly binge-watching motivational videos like they're therapy. But in that space, something starts to happen. You stop pretending. You stop performing. When for the first time in a long time, you start hearing your own voice. Not the one trying to impress anyone, not the one trying to fit in. The real one, it's the raw one. That's the beginning of the breakthrough. But guess what? You don't need a cape. You just need a decision. A decision to become the version of you that your future self is proud of. Now I get it. Being alone feels like a punishment sometimes. Like the world just ghosted you. Your phone's dry. Your circle's shrinking. Your energy even lower. But what if I told you this isolation is the invitation? Because when everything else fades away, there's nothing left to hide behind. That's when you start facing the mirror. Not the physical one, but the inner one. The one that shows you who you really are when no one's watching. And somewhere along the way, without realizing it, you become that version of yourself that younger you needed. You become the protector, the motivator, the one who doesn't quit. And here's the twist, it's not just about you anymore. Once you become that strong, you start showing others what's possible too. You become someone's blueprint, someone's hope, the example they never had. But here's the beautiful part. You can. Not only can you climb, but you'll also build muscle doing it. Muscle that stays. Muscle that nobody can take from you. Like you missed the train while everyone else is already halfway to success. You're stuck because you're waiting. Waiting for motivation. Waiting for someone to believe in you. Living your life in pause mode until it shows up. That's the trap. You gotta be your own backup plan. Because sometimes people get tired. Sometimes people don't show up. Sometimes they just don't care like you thought they would. And when that happens, what's your plan? Sit around and hope again, or stand up and move? Take this simple example. You ever needed a ride, and everyone you called said, bro, I'm 5 minutes away, for like 30 minutes straight. Then you realize you could have walked and been there by now? Yeah, that's life. Sometimes you gotta stop calling, stop waiting, and just start walking. Waiting for the perfect moment, but there is no perfect moment. There's just now. Right now. As in, get up and go, even if you don't feel like it now. You want to know the real difference between people who rise and people who rot? One of them stopped waiting. They stopped waiting to feel ready. They stopped waiting for the right support. It became what they were praying for. But here's the secret. When people leave, your strength shows up. Because when you've got no one to lean on, you lean in. Into your pain, your discipline, your hunger. Think about it. Nobody claps for you when you start waking up early. Nobody's giving you a medal for drinking water and minding your business. But that's where the shift happens. In the quiet, in the nobody cares zone. Here's the truth no one likes to say out loud. You are not owed support. And once you stop waiting for it, you start working differently. No more I wish someone believed in me. Think about it. Every legend had a season alone. Steve Jobs was fired. Oprah was told she wasn't good for TV. Even superheroes had origin stories filled with rejection, pain, and silence. This is your origin story. Not flashy, not perfect, but powerful. And if your gym is your bedroom floor and your coach is YouTube, so be it. Train anyway. Let's not be too serious. You ever text someone, "I really need you," and they reply with a GIF? Painful but hilarious. You've got to laugh sometimes. Not everything deserves your tears. Some of it just needs to be turned into fuel. You were ghosted. Cool. Now you've got fewer distractions. No, you were rejected. Great. Now you've got direction. Life isn't trying to break you. It's trying to build you with a sense of humor. Now, it's I believe in myself, and that's enough. Ever seen someone build muscle? They don't grow by asking for lighter weights. They grow by pushing through the pain alone. Same with life. No one's coming to lift your burdens. But that's okay, because you've got everything you need inside you. Sometimes it's not rejection, it's redirection. Life isn't kicking you out. It's clearing the room so you can finally hear yourself think. Think about a rocket. The higher it goes, the fewer pieces it carries with it. You're not being abandoned. You're being upgraded. So next time someone walks out, smile a little. Maybe they weren't strong enough to go where you're headed. You're not stuck. You're in training. See, we grow up thinking someone out there is supposed to come fix everything. Let's get real for a second. You're not stuck because you're weak. And look, I get it. You want someone to guide you. You want support, and that's okay. But depending on it, look, being your own hero doesn't mean pretending to be strong all the time. It just means you show up, even when you're tired, so stop waiting. Stop sitting there thinking someone's on their way. And yeah, it's uncomfortable. It's awkward. Think about it. Every powerful person had a season of isolation. It's not a coincidence. It's a pattern. When you're alone, the distractions are gone. You have time to think, to grind, to transform. And let's not act like it's all deep and dramatic. Sometimes being alone just means dancing in your room like nobody's judging your weird moves. The notebooks are full of plans nobody understands yet. Your best ideas sound crazy until they're successful. Now, post something controversial or messy, suddenly everyone's tuned in. That's proof. Most of the time, no one's coming to hand you that opportunity. For yourself. And here's the beautiful twist. You're not too late, or waking up before noon, or not texting that one toxic person for the 7th time this week. Tiny edits lead to massive transformations. It's not about flipping your life overnight. It's about typing one better sentence at a time. If waiting for motivation worked, we'd all be millionaires with 6-packs by now. The version of you that rises from this isn't patched together, it's reborn. Brick by brick. Stronger and smarter than before. All the comfort that once held you back, it's gone. Good. Now there's room to grow. And prove that even without a crowd, without a lifeline, without a single hand reaching out, you still rise. You've been left behind and it hurt, but that's where your real strength began. No one came to save you, and maybe that's the point. Because the hero you've been praying for is you. Motivation isn't coming to your door like Uber Eats. In solitude. It's in the moments when no one claps and you keep going anyway. You won't get applause. You won't get rescued. But you will get stronger. You still have time. Time to rise. It's time to rewrite everything they said was over. Rock bottom isn't your end. It's your launch pad. You've got to cook it yourself. And yeah, some days the meal tastes awful. But other days, you surprise yourself. Oh, and those wins. Oh, they stack up. You're not behind. You're not broken. You're just at a chapter break. You're powerful. You've just been giving your energy to the wrong parts of your story. Maybe it's time to write yourself in as the main character, the one who got up, stayed consistent, and shocked everyone, especially themselves. You see, everyone wants a comeback story, but nobody wants the bottom part of it. That uncomfortable place where you feel like you've lost everything, dignity, direction, maybe even a little bit of hope. But here's the thing. When you hit bottom, there's nowhere left to go but up. And that right there is your advantage. You're done falling. Now, you build. And guess what? The next chapter. It's unwritten. That rock bottom moment, the second your screen dims and you repraying it doesn't dies, the same point where you realize, okay, now I have to recharge. Life works the same way. Sometimes you have to drain out to realize just how badly you need a reset. And yes, it hurts. Starting from nothing isn't glamorous. It's awkward. It's quiet. It's lonely. People who used to cheer for you might disappear. You may even start to question if the fight is worth it. But remember this, diamonds are made under pressure. More importantly, they're made underground. Nobody sees the process. They only see the shine after you've done the work. Which means you can go from stuck to unstoppable. If you just pick up the pen and stop giving the world editing rights to your story. Now let's break it down simply. Imagine your life is a messy Word doc full of typos, crossed out dreams, maybe some embarrassing font choices. You might think this is a mess. I can't fix this. But here's the thing. Every sentence can be rewritten. You can delete regret, rephrase your goals, hit backspace on self-doubt. You don't need permission, just a decision, or clean up the mess, or pull you off the couch and whisper, you were meant for more. And honestly, that can feel brutal. You look around and think, why hasn't anyone noticed I'm struggling? But the real question is, have you noticed what you're capable of? People are wired to notice drama over discipline. But don't let that discourage you. Let it free you, because now you know. Applause doesn't build success. Discipline does. You're not crazy for working in silence. You're focused. You're planting seeds. One day those roots will burst through the surface, and the same people who ignored your progress will say, I always knew you'd make it. Funny how that works, right? People don't believe in you until they have to, until it's too obvious to deny. So what do you do in the meantime? You keep showing up. You build with no spotlight, no validation, just vision. You ever seen those videos of people baking the most amazing cakes, but it looks like a disaster halfway through? It's like icing everywhere, flour in their hair. You're thinking there's no way this turns out good. But then boom, final reveal, and it's perfect. So that's your journey. Right now, you're in the messy middle. Nobody's reposting it. Nobody's cheering. But you're cooking something that'll blow minds later. And that's freedom right there. That's therapy. It's joy. No audience, no applause, just you. And your breakthrough. Let's be real, most people won't clap for you. They won't repost your work. They won't hype you up. They won't check in, ask how you're doing, or say I'm proud of you. And if you're sitting there waiting for applause to keep going, you've gone. Nah. Quit before you even get started. Harsh truth, maybe, but necessary. Because the day you stop needing a cheering section is the day you finally start moving like a champion, to reflect, to build. Look at nature. A seed breaks underground before it ever sees the light. You don't see the growth, but it's happening, quietly, consistently. That's you right now. Just because nobody claps doesn't mean you're not winning. Let me give you a simple example. You ever tried to download something important on your phone with like 10 apps running in the background? It's slow, it lags, it crashes. But the moment you clear everything out and give it space, boom, it downloads fast and clean. That's your mind when you cut out the noise. That's what happens when you give yourself room to grow. Alone doesn't mean broken. Alone means available. Available to heal, to reset. Listen, not everyone's going to show up for your dream, and that's okay. Some people are too busy. Some are too distracted. And let's be honest, some are just watching to see if you fail. You've got to stop thinking your growth needs a crowd. You weren't born to perform, you were born to build. Sometimes the most powerful building happens in silence. You know what's wild? The first version of almost anything great looked boring to everyone else. Think about it when a house is being built. It doesn't look like much. It's just dirt, concrete, wires, maybe a few confused workers yelling over blueprints. Nobody's walking past that site taking selfies with the foundation. Nobody's clapping like, wow, look at those beams. No, but that messy, quiet phase is the most important part. That's when the real structure is being set. That's where you are right now. The early grind is lonely. The gym is empty at 5 a.m. And here's a little humor for you. If you ever think you're invisible, just post something positive on social media. Crickets. Here's what they never told you. Life isn't a movie. There's no dramatic rescue scene. No cavalry charging in slow motion. See, once you stop looking for a lifeline, you start becoming one. And let's not act like it's all deep and dramatic. Sometimes rewriting your life starts with something small, like finally drinking water instead of soda. You're not powerless. Let's break it down with something simple. Say your phone battery is at 1%. You panic. You rush for a charger. You plug in. You're not broken. You're being rebuilt. And the best part? This time, you get to design it. It's a breakthrough you're waiting for. It starts in silence. So stop waiting. Stand up. Step forward, because you are the comeback. Okay. And now it's time to begin.